Daeho is a man who rules Seoul with a heart of stone. So when a homeless woman and her child stay in his district, he doesn't see people. He sees a nuisance to be erased. He orders the execution. Cold. Final. But as the gun levels at the 5-year-old's head, Daeho sees it, a birthmark. The exact crest of the family that disowned him. A DNA test confirms the impossible. This child is his brother's daughter, his only living blood. He brings them into his world of silk and steel to save them. But as the gates of the Sue mansion lock behind them, the atmosphere shifts. Why is this homeless woman looking at his security cameras with the eyes of a wolf? Why does she know the layout of a fortress she's never entered? Daeho thinks he's rescued his niece. He doesn't realize he's just invited a Trojan horse into his home. Halima isn't begging for scraps. She's hunting for a diamond that carries a blood-soaked history. Tonight, the hunter becomes the prey. This is the story of a mafia boss who found his heart, and the woman who is about to break it to pieces. Soul bleeds neon and rain. Sue Daeho steps from his Genesis G90, Italian leather shoes hitting wet asphalt without a sound. His Lieutenant Park Min-jae waits, jaw tight, gesturing toward the alley like it's infected. Boss, for days now. The homeless problem. Investors are complaining. Daeho's eyes are carved ice. In his world, problems don't linger. Problems disappear. He built an empire on immaculate streets and silent solutions. Handle it quietly. The discreet kind of handling. Is there another kind? The alley stinks of garbage and desperation. A black woman, mid-20s, dirt-streaked, beautiful bone structure visible beneath grime, clutches a small girl to her chest. The child is maybe 5, brown skin, almond eyes wet with tears, shivering in clothes that barely qualify as fabric. Halima's eyes flash toward Daeho, terrified, but watching, calculating. Something flickers there that doesn't match her broken posture. Daeho feels nothing. He's the Ice Prince. Emotion is weakness. Mercy is death. Remove them both. Make it look like an accident. Hypothermia. Min-jae's hand moves toward his concealed weapon. Then the child shifts. Her torn collar slides down her shoulder. Time stops. A birthmark. Crane-shaped. Delicate wings spreading across brown skin. Daeho's world fractures. His grandmother's voice echoes from childhood. This mark is proof of Sioux blood. It appears once every 3 generations. Jin-woo had that mark. His dead brother. His gentle brother who died 5 years ago in Lagos under circumstances that never sat right. His hands tremble. First time in a decade. Wait. The word cracks from his throat like breaking glass. Stop. Get a DNA kit. Now. Full panel. No one touches them. Min-jae's confusion is palpable. Boss, move them to secure location. Feed them. Guard them. No one explains why. 72 hours of hell. Daeho doesn't sleep. Can't sleep. He tears through Jin-woo's records, finds Lagos, finds a hidden phone, finds messages to Halima filled with words his brother never said aloud. I love you. I'm coming back for you. Wait for me. Jin-woo had a secret life. A whole life Daeho never knew about. Day 3. Lab technician enters with a sealed envelope. Daeho's hands shake opening it. 99.9% probability of familial relationship, uncle-niece. The paper slips from his fingers. That child, the one he ordered killed without a second thought, is his brother's daughter. His only family. His blood. He covers his face. His body shakes with something he hasn't felt since Jin-woo's funeral. I almost killed her. I almost murdered my own niece. He collects them personally. Armored convoy through rain-slicked Seoul. Halima sits rigid, clutching Amina, eyes wide. Where are you taking us? Please, we'll leave. She's my brother's daughter, Daeho interrupts, staring at the child. She's Sioux family blood. She's under my protection now. Halima's face drains white. What? That's impossible. Jin-woo said he had no family. He lied. Or we did. Pain cracks through his voice. Either way, she's blood. That changes everything. They arrive at his fortress estate. Glass and steel. Armed guards. Security everywhere. Halima's eyes scan everything. Guard positions, camera angles, entry points. Her terror looks real. But underneath, something else moves. something predatory. This is the Sioux compound, she thinks. I'm inside. Not how I planned it, but I'm in. Mrs. Choi, his stern housekeeper, escorts them to a luxurious suite that feels like a beautiful cage. Locks on the outside. Camera in the corner. Night falls. Amina finally sleeps, exhausted and fed for the first time in days. Halima waits until the child's breathing evens out, then pulls a phone from her clothes, hidden, encrypted. She angles away from the camera and types, I'm inside Sioux compound. Complicated. Need time. Don't extract yet. Response comes immediately. Copy. Status check in 72 hours. Shadow team. She deletes everything, looks at her sleeping daughter, and whispers, I'm putting you in danger. But if I pull the Black Lotus, we're set for life. Across the compound, Dae-ho sits in his study. Jin-woo's photo stares back at him. DNA results on the desk. He whispers in Korean, Brother, what did you do? What did you leave behind? His voice breaks. I'm sorry I didn't know. I'm sorry I almost killed your daughter. I'll protect her. I promise. But what Dae-ho doesn't know, what he can't know, is that the broken woman he's vowed to protect is the most dangerous thief in the world. And she came here to rob him blind. Morning light cuts through crystal windows. The breakfast table is ornate, suffocating in its formality. Amina devours food like she's never seen it before, because she hasn't not like this. Dae-ho watches across expensive china and silk napkins, studying Halima the way a predator studies prey, or the way a man studies a ghost. The silence stretches. Halima's skin crawls under his gaze. Finally, his voice, quiet, lethal. Tell me about Jin-woo. Everything. How you met. Why he never told me about you. Why you're homeless with his daughter. Halima's heart hammers. She's told 1,000 lies to 1,000 marks. But this man? He's different. Dangerous. One wrong word and everything collapses. So she tells him the truth. Mostly. Lagos, 2019. Medical conference. She was presenting research, mobile health clinics for underserved communities. Jin-woo was there, tech investor. Warm eyes that didn't match the ice in Dae-ho's. They met. They fell. Hard and fast and real. What she doesn't say, she was working the conference, targeting wealthy attendees. Jin-woo was supposed to be just another score. We married, she whispers. Small ceremony. He promised to bring me here. Then his father died. Emergency. He left. Her voice cracks. This part is real. I never heard from him again. Found out I was pregnant alone. Then I saw the news. Korean businessman killed in gang violence. I lost everything. Dae-ho's jaw tightens. Pain flashes across his face before the ice returns. 5 years. He never said a word. Maybe he was protecting us. From what? But Dae-ho knows. From his world. From his family. From the darkness that swallows everything good. In her mind, Halima sees it. Lekki Beach at sunset. Jin-woo's laugh. Dancing at New Africa Shrine. The night market where he bought her mother's favorite Yoruba flowers without knowing their meaning, and she realized she couldn't con him anymore. Couldn't hurt him. She'd fallen. She deleted every criminal note. Chose love over the score. And he died anyway. He was good, Dae-ho says quietly. Better than me. He wanted out. His voice drops to something raw. He deserved happiness. Halima's tears are real. We both loved him. We both lost him. For one moment, the predator and the prey are just two people who miss the same ghost. Then Dae-ho's mask returns. That ends now. She's Sioux family. You're her mother. You'll stay here. Protected. Provided for. Why? Halima's voice shakes. You tried to kill us. Pain cracks through his control. Because I failed my brother. I didn't know he needed protection. I won't fail his daughter. He stands. Leaves. The door closes with finality. Halima exhales. She fooled him. The cover held. But guilt twists in her chest as she watches Amina eat. Innocent and trusting. Because what Dae-ho doesn't know, what he can't know, is that 3 floors below them in his private vault sits the Black Lotus diamond. $47 million. Her final score. And she's already planning how to steal it. She pulls out her encrypted phone while Amina plays. Types quickly. Target confirmed in vault level. Mapping security. 2 weeks to bypass systems. Will need extraction window. Response copy. Clock's ticking shadow. FBI heat increasing. Move fast. She deletes everything. Looks at Amina. Whispers, Mama's going to give us a future, baby. No matter what it costs. Across the compound, Daeho stands in his study, staring at Jinwoo's photo. DNA results. The weight of a promise he never got to make. I'll protect them, brother. I swear it. But he doesn't see what's coming. The thief in his house. The FBI closing in. The mother who isn't dead. And the choice that will cost him everything. If this story gripped you, if you felt Daeho's pain, Halima's desperation, the impossible weight of secrets that could destroy them both, then stay with us. Because what's coming next will shatter everything you think you know. Some stories don't let you go. They change you. Hit that subscribe button if you need to know how far someone will go for family, for love, for survival. We're just getting started. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happens when the truth finally explodes. Mr. Chung's office smelled like old money and older secrets. The attorney slid documents across mahogany, 70 years old, meticulous as surgery. Your brother created a will before Lagos. Any future children inherit Sue Holdings. 2.4 billion in legitimate assets. Daeho's blood went cold. Amina owns. Everything legal. Tech companies. Real estate. Investments. Chung's voice dropped. The child is a billionaire, Mr. Sue. And it's public record. Who knows? Anyone searching corporate registries. Which means she's a target. Across the compound, Park Min-jae received the briefing. His face twisted with barely concealed rage. The black girl is Jinwoo's bastard? A half-breed heir. Daeho's voice could cut steel. She's his daughter. My niece. Family. The families won't accept this, boss. They don't have a choice. Min-jae's smile was acid. Of course, boss. The second Daeho left, Min-jae made a call. We have a problem. The bastard is legitimate. Yes, I'll handle it. Meanwhile, Halima cooked in the estate kitchen. Jollof rice, puff puff, scents of Lagos filling cold Korean air. Staff whispered poison in their native tongue. Foreign food. Disgusting. Contamination. Amina looked up with those two knowing eyes. Mama, why do people look at us like we're bad? Halima's heart shattered. We're not bad, baby. We're just different. Uncle Daeho doesn't look scared. No, Halima thought, watching him appear in the doorway like a ghost. He looks dangerous. But then he said something impossible, teach me. What? Your food. Your words. If Amina is Sioux family, then this is Sioux culture now. So she taught him. Yoruba greetings. How to cook jollof rice without burning it. He was terrible, mispronounced every word, and Amina's laughter filled spaces that had never heard joy. Halima watched this ice prince smile for the first time, and something dangerous bloomed in her chest. Something that felt like hope. Their eyes met over steam and spices. Bawenai, he asked in broken Yoruba. I'm okay, she whispered. For the first time in 5 years. But night revealed the truth. While Amina slept, Halima moved like shadow through the compound. Avoided cameras. Mapped guards. Found architectural plans in Daeho's study. Vault location confirmed. Her phone captured everything. Biometric locks, pressure plates, motion sensors. 3 weeks, she calculated. 3 weeks to bypass these systems. She saw a photo on his desk. 2 boys, one gentle, one ice. Jinwoo and Daeho as children. Her fingers touched the frame. I'm sorry, but I need that diamond. For Amina. For our future. She didn't see Daeho watching from the hallway shadow. Didn't see his expression as she photographed his security. Didn't see him turn away, silent as death. 3 a.m. Glass shattered. Professional hit team breached the compound. Insider intel. Silenced weapons. Tactical precision. Target. Halima and Amina. Daeho moved before the alarm finished screaming. No guards. Just him. He arrived as they entered Halima's room. What followed wasn't a fight. It was surgery. Brutal. Efficient. He disarmed the first, used his weapon on the second. Third pulled a knife. Daeho broke his arm, took the blade. The fourth aimed at Amina. Daeho stepped between, took the bullet in his shoulder, killed the man with his bare hands. Silence. For bodies. Blood pooling. Halima pressed against the wall, shielding Amina, watching this monster save their lives. Uncle, Amina cried, reaching for him. He went to her despite bleeding through his shirt. I'm here. You're safe. His eyes watered. First time she'd called him uncle. Later, medical team stitching his wound. He refused pain medication. I need to think clearly. Minjae reported, Russian contractors. $3 million hit. Someone inside gave them our protocols. Find them. I want them alive. To Halima, I'm moving you to the secure wing. My personal guards. Who wants us dead? I don't know yet. His voice was ice and promise. But they'll regret it. Alone, staring at Jinwoo's photo. I didn't protect you, brother. But I'll protect them. I swear it. What he didn't know, the woman he was protecting had already mapped his entire security system. What she didn't know, he'd watched her do it. And the real threat? It wasn't coming from outside. It was already inside the house. Weeks bled into something dangerous, something like normal. Halima taught Amina Yoruba, while Daeho taught her Korean calligraphy, his hands surprisingly gentle guiding small fingers across paper. Meals became fusion, jollof rice beside kimchi, puff-puff next to tteokbokki. Staff hostility softened. Amina laughed, thrived, called him uncle like it was the most natural thing in the world. And Halima? She was drowning. Because somewhere between the cooking lessons and the shared silences, between watching him with Amina and feeling his eyes follow her across rooms, somewhere in the dangerous space between captor and protector, she'd started feeling things a professional thief should never feel. Mrs. Choi cornered her in the hallway. I've served this family 30 years. Knew Jinwoo since he was a boy. Her eyes were ancient and knowing. He was gentle. Everything Master Daeho is not. Or everything Daeho had to stop being. Their mother was terrifying. She trained them both. Jinwoo resisted. Daeho became what she wanted. A weapon. Why tell me this? Because I see how he looks at you. And how you look at him. Mrs. Choi's voice dropped to warning. Dangerous things, those looks. In this world, love is a target. But Halima couldn't stop. Night after night, while Amina slept, she photographed everything. Offshore accounts, shell corporations, organizational charts. Building insurance. Building leverage. Building her way out. Trust is a luxury I can't afford. Then came the rain. Garden caught in sudden downpour. They ran for the covered terrace, too close, both breathing hard, water dripping between them. His eyes dropped to her lips. Her hand trembled near his. The air between them crackled with everything unsaid. Almost kiss. Shattered by a guard's urgent call. Later, kitchen. She cut her hand on a knife. Daeho there instantly, tending the wound with hands that had killed 4 men to protect her. His touch lingered. His thumb brushed her wrist where her pulse hammered betrayal. Bawa and I, he whispered in broken Yoruba. She laughed through tears. You remembered. I remember everything you teach me. Mrs. Choi cleared her throat from the doorway. They sprang apart like guilty teenagers. That night, terrace, soul glittering below like broken promises. I don't know how to be an uncle, he confessed. I only know how to be a weapon. She moved closer. You're not broken. You're scared. Behind all that ice, you're terrified of feeling. What do you see when you look at me? Someone trying to be better than what he was made to be. That's not broken. That's brave. His walls cracked. I wanted to kill you. 3 weeks ago, I ordered your execution. How can you stand here? Because you didn't. When it mattered, you chose differently. They leaned closer. Security alert. Minor. But the moment shattered anyway. Next day, everything detonated. FBI agent Marcus Webb walked into Daeho's office like death in a suit. Slid photos across the desk. Halima at the Louvre. Halima in Dubai. Halima in Singapore. Meet Zara Okonkwo. The Shadow. Master Thief. Wanted in 14 countries. She's been targeting you, Mr. Sue. That homeless act? Theater. She came for the Black Lotus diamond. Daeho's world tilted. No. Fingerprints match. Facial recognition confirms. The child is real, Jinwoo's daughter, we verify that. But Zara being a victim? She's one of the best thieves alive. And she played you perfectly. Webb left a file. 48 hours. Help us arrest her or become her accomplice. Choose. Daeho sat in silence, staring at surveillance photos. Every moment replaying with new context. Every smile. Every touch. Every lie. He stormed home. Threw the file at Halima's feet. Who are you? Really? Her face drained white. Zara Okonkwo. The Shadow. Master Thief. The Black Lotus Diamond. That's what this was about. She could lie. She could run. Instead, she chose truth. Yes, my name is Zara. I'm a thief. I came here for the diamond. His devastation was physical. Everything was a lie. Not everything. The DNA I didn't know. Jinwoo never told me about you. I didn't know she was Sioux blood until that test. But you knew about the diamond. You targeted me. Yes. Tears streamed. But somewhere it stopped being a con. Somewhere you became real. I didn't plan for kindness. I didn't plan to feel. Feel? His voice could cut. You don't feel. You calculate. You're a thief. That's all you are. I was a thief. With Jinwoo, I tried to stop. I loved him. And now you're using his brother. Using his daughter. Give me one reason not to call Webb right now. Her final card hit like a bomb. Because I have evidence. About your organization. Everything. I've been documenting. His rage exploded. You've been spying. I've been surviving. Building insurance in case this went wrong. She stepped closer, desperate. And I have information you need. About who tried to kill us. About your organization. She paused. Dropped the nuclear option. About your mother. Daeho froze. What about my mother? Halima's voice cracked. She's alive. And she's why Jinwoo died. Feeling the heat? Subscribe now. You don't want to miss what comes next. Daeho didn't believe her. Couldn't. His mother died 20 years ago. He remembered the funeral. The white flowers. The ceremonial burning. But Halima's eyes held no lies this time. So he investigated. Dug through financial records he'd never questioned. Found monthly transfers to a private medical facility in the mountains. Astronomical amounts. For a ghost. The drive felt like descending into hell. The facility was a fortress disguised as a hospital. Armed guards. Biometric locks. The kind of security you built for someone who needed to stay dead. She waited in a room that smelled like incense and antiseptic. Sioux hygiene. 70 years old. Sharp eyes that missed nothing. Regal bearing despite the age. Traditional white hanbok. Radiating power like a nuclear reactor radiates heat. My son. Her voice was silk wrapped around steel. You've gotten taller. Harder. Good. That's what I made you to be. Daeho's world fractured. You're alive. Of course I'm alive. I faked my death to operate freely. To protect our empire from shadows. You and Jinwoo thought I died of illness. She smiled. Children believe what they're told. 20 years. 20 years building what you see. I made you strong. Ruthless. I made you Sioux. He could barely breathe. Why now? Why reveal yourself? Her smile died. Because of the contamination you're protecting. The black woman and her mongrel child. Ice flooded his veins. Amina is Jinwoo's daughter. Your granddaughter. She's pollution. The words were venom. Mixed blood. A stain on our pure legacy. She's family. She's a mistake. The matriarch's rage was surgical, controlled, terrifying. I know about her mother. I knew 5 years ago when Jinwoo told me he'd married that black woman. Said he wanted to bring her here. Legitimize a half-breed child. Her disgust was palpable. Can you imagine? Daeho's heart stopped. What did you do? Her voice was calm as death. I protected our bloodline. I ended the threat. The room spun. You killed him. You killed Jinwoo. I hired professionals. Made it look like gang violence in Lagos. Quick. Clean. Before he could further contaminate our legacy. She showed no remorse. Zero. I removed weakness. Just as I'm teaching you to do. Daeho couldn't breathe. Everything he believed, loyalty, honor, family, built on his brother's murder. 20 years obeying the woman who butchered Jinwoo for loving someone. You're a monster. I'm a mother. I protected what matters. She leaned forward. And now you have a choice. In 7 days, we hold the ancestral ceremony. All families will attend. You will bring the child. You will execute her yourself, publicly, proving blood purity over sentiment. Do this, inherit everything. My empire, my networks, true power. Her eyes glittered. Refuse, and I take everything, including you. You'll die with the contamination you're protecting. Daeho left shaking, drove back through rain that felt like accusations. He found Halima on the terrace. She saw his face and knew. You met her. She killed him. My mother killed Jinwoo because he loved you. Halima's tears were instant. I told you. Everything I am came from her. Every ruthless decision. Every cold calculation. She trained me to be this. His voice broke. I'm the weapon that killed my brother. She moved closer despite everything between them. You're not her. You chose differently with Amina. Did I? Or am I just delaying the inevitable? He looked at her. She wants Amina dead. Public execution. 7 days. Then we run. She controls everything. Every airport, every border. We wouldn't make it 10 miles. Silence. Impossible wait. Then Daeho's attorney called with records from Jinwoo's estate. Financial documents. A purchase from Lagos, 2019. The Black Lotus Diamond. $47 million. Registered to Soo Jinwoo. Intended for spouse Halima Okonkwo. Legal documentation. As Jinwoo's widow and Amina as his heir, the diamond belonged to them. Halima stared at the papers. He bought it for me. As a wedding gift. Daeho's laugh was broken. You came to steal something that was already yours. The irony was a knife. She'd risked everything. Her daughter, her life, her identity, to steal her own wedding gift. Jinwoo died protecting it for her. She collapsed. What have I done? What we've both done. Survived in a world built by monsters. Their eyes met. Two people who came from different kinds of darkness, meeting in the space between destruction and hope. She wants Amina dead in 7 days, Halima whispered. The FBI wants me in prison, and we're sitting on evidence that could destroy both our worlds. So what do we do? Before she could answer, Min-jae appeared in the doorway. His smile was poison. Boss, we have a problem. The child's inheritance just went public. Every rival family knows. And they're coming. Daeho's phone exploded with alerts. Messages. Threats. Demands. The matriarch had made her move. And the clock was ticking. Agent Webb found Halima in the garden. Alone. Vulnerable. Time's up, Ms. Okonkwo. Or should I say Zara? She didn't turn. What do you want? Full immunity. Witness protection for you and Amina. Clean slate. New identities. Freedom. He moved closer. All you have to do is testify. Give us everything on Sue's criminal empire. Bank accounts. Operations. Names. You want me to destroy him. I want you to save your daughter. Stay with Sue. You're an accomplice. Amina grows up in a criminal empire or watches her mother rot in prison. Webb's voice hardened. Help us take him down, walk free. You have 72 hours. He left her shaking. Meanwhile, the matriarch's message arrived by courier. Formal. Ancient. Terrifying. Ancestral ceremony. 3 days. Bring the child. Prove your loyalty. Or die with the contamination. Every crime family in Seoul would attend. Witnesses. Judges. Executioners. Daeho stared at the invitation like a death sentence. Min-jae leaned in. Boss, the families are circling. They smell weakness. If you don't comply, I know what happens. That night, Daeho made calls. Offshore accounts activated. Escape routes researched. Witness protection protocols studied. False documents commissioned. Every contingency planned. But some things couldn't be planned. Halima found him on the terrace at 2 a.m. I spoke to Webb. I know. He wants you to betray me. And your mother wants me to watch you kill my daughter. Her voice cracked. We're trapped. Every direction is death. Then we make our own direction. She laughed bitterly. How? With what? We have 3 days before your mother's ceremony. 72 hours before the FBI moves and every crime family in Korea hunting us. We have each other. The words hung between them. Dangerous. Impossible. Do we? She stepped closer. I came here to rob you. You ordered me killed. I'm a wanted criminal. You're a crime lord. Your mother murdered my husband. The FBI wants me to destroy you. This is insane. He kissed her. Desperate. Fierce. 20 years of ice melting in one moment. She kissed back. All pretense gone. No more lies. No more games. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. I can't be Soo Dae-ho and love you, he whispered. Then don't be. Let's both disappear. The next day, they threw Amina a celebration. Korean and Nigerian traditions woven together. Hanbok and Ankara fabric. Kimchi and jollof rice. Korean drums and Yoruba songs. Staff watched in confusion. Mrs. Choi smiled through tears. Amina laughed, pure joy, not knowing it might be her last happy moment. That night, after Amina slept, Dae-ho came to Halima's room. No words, just them. Two people who'd come from darkness, choosing light for one night. They made love like the world was ending, because maybe it was. After, tangled in sheets, his voice was raw. If I could go back. Don't. She pressed fingers to his lips. We can't go back. Only forward. Forward means losing everything. My name. My empire. My identity. Is that so terrible? Being nobody. He pulled her closer. Not if I'm nobody with you. She kissed his scarred knuckles. I came here as Zara the thief. Became Halima the victim. With you, I don't know who I am. Be whoever you want. I'll love all of them. Morning came too fast. Dae-ho dressed in traditional ceremonial clothes. Black. Formal. Like funeral attire. Halima held Amina, who looked beautiful and terrified in her white hanbok. Mama, why do I have to wear white? Halima's voice broke. Because Uncle needs you to be brave today, baby. They loaded into armored vehicles. Convoy heading to the mountain estate. To the ancestral temple. To judgment. Dae-ho had made his choice. Transferred offshore accounts to Halima's name. Arranged false documents. Contacted his most loyal guard with final instructions. But he hadn't told her what he planned to do. As they drove through morning mist, Halima looked at him. Saw something in his eyes that terrified her. What did you do? He squeezed her hand. What I should have done the day I met you. Chose family over empire. What does that mean? Before he could answer, Min Jae's voice crackled through the calm. Boss, we have a problem. FBI just raided 3 of our facilities. Someone tipped them off. And rival families are already at the estate. Armed. This isn't just a ceremony anymore. Dae-ho's jaw tightened. Halima gripped his arm. This is a trap. Your mother, she's not just demanding execution. She's staging a war. The estate came into view. Massive. Ancient. Surrounded by hundreds of armed men from every crime family in Korea. The matriarch stood at the temple entrance. White robes. Cold smile. Waiting. Dae-ho looked at Halima. At Amina. At the life he could never have. Whatever happens in there, trust me. And when I give the signal, run. What signal? Dae-ho, what are you planning? The vehicle stopped. Guards opened doors. The matriarch's voice carried across stone and blood and history. Bring the contamination forward. Let judgment begin. Dae-ho stepped out, took Amina's hand, and walked his niece toward her execution. The ancestral temple smelled like incense and judgment. 300 witnesses packed the chamber, crime lords, rival families, corrupt officials. All watching, all waiting for blood. The matriarch sat at the altar in white ceremonial robes, surrounded by burning candles and ancestral tablets dating back 5 generations. Power radiated from her like heat from a furnace. Amina stood at the center in her white hanbok, trembling, 5 years old and facing execution. The matriarch's voice cut through silence. 5 years ago, my eldest son betrayed our blood by marrying foreign pollution. I removed him to preserve our purity. Now his contaminated offspring stands before our ancestors. She lifted a ceremonial blade, the same blade that had executed family traitors for generations. My second son will prove his loyalty by removing this stain himself. She offered Daeho the knife. Choose, your blood or your throne, family or empire. The room held its breath. 300 witnesses. One impossible choice. Then Halima's voice shattered everything. You want a choice? She stepped forward, no longer broken, no longer afraid. Let me give you one. My name isn't Halima. It's Zara Okonkwo. I'm wanted in 14 countries. The Shadow. Master Thief. And for the past 3 months, FBI agent Marcus Webb has been tracking me here. She pulled a recording device from her clothing. Every word spoken in this compound for 90 days is documented. Every transaction, every murder order, every offshore account. Agent Webb is 3 kilometers away with a tactical team. Kill my daughter, and this compound is raided within minutes. Chaos rippled through the chamber. The matriarch's face twisted with rage. You brought federal agents to our sanctuary. No. Daeho's voice was ice. I did. He pulled out legal documents, threw them at his mother's feet. The Black Lotus diamond. The thing she came to steal. Jinwoo purchased it legally in Lagos 5 years ago as Halima's wedding gift. According to Korean and international law, it belongs to his widow and heir. She came to steal something that was already hers. He turned to the witnesses. My brother bought that diamond. My mother had him murdered before he could give it to his wife. Everything you've been told about bloodline purity, built on matricide. The matriarch screamed orders. Kill them. Kill them all. Guards moved. But Daeho was faster. He pulled out a tactical radio, FBI frequency. Agent Webb. This is Sue Daeho. I'm transmitting coordinates and full access to Sue financial systems. You want the entire Korean syndicate? I'll give you everything. 20 years of evidence. Names. Accounts. Operations. Every crime. His voice hardened. In exchange, immunity for Halima, protection for Amina, witness protection for all 3 of us. Webb's voice crackled through. Deal. Hold position. Tactical teams inbound. 60 seconds. The matriarch's rage was nuclear. You betray your blood. You murdered my brother. Daeho's roar shook the temple. You killed Jinwoo for loving someone. You want purity? I'll give you purity. He triggered the compound lockdown. Steel doors slammed shut, trapping everyone inside. Let it all burn. Explosions. Smoke grenades. FBI tactical teams breached the perimeter. Flashbangs. Armor. Automatic weapons. The temple erupted into chaos. 3-way war. The matriarch's loyalists trying to execute Amina. Daeho's faction protecting their escape. FBI forces securing evidence and neutralizing threats. Gunfire. Screams. Smoke. Daeho grabbed Amina, pulled Halima close. Run. Kong Tae-sung. Get them to the tunnels. His loyal guard appeared through smoke. This way. But the matriarch blocked their path. Blood on her white robes. Ceremonial blade in hand. Mad with rage. You were my masterpiece. I made you perfect. And you chose contamination. You chose murder. Daeho pushed Halima and Amina behind him. You killed your own son. You're no mother. You're a monster. She lunged with the blade. He caught her wrist. They struggled. The knife between them. Around them, the temple burned. Ancestral tablets cracked in flames. 5 generations of Sioux legacy turning to ash. The Sioux bloodline ends with betrayal, she hissed. Good. Daeho's voice was final. It should. The blade turned, plunged into her chest. She gasped, blood spreading across white silk. You're no son of mine. I know. He lowered her to the ground. And I'm finally free. She died, cursing him as the temple collapsed around them. Kong Tae-sung grabbed his arm. Boss, we have to move. They ran through smoke and fire. FBI teams securing the compound. Bodies everywhere. The empire burning. Outside, Agent Webb waited with tactical vehicles. Sue Daeho, Zara Okonkwo, you're both officially under federal protection. As of now, you don't exist. Halima held Amina tight. What happens now? Webb pulled out new documents. New names. New country. New lives. You testify. We dismantle 5 criminal organizations. Then you disappear. Completely. Daeho looked back at the burning temple. Everything he was. Everything he'd built. turning to smoke. How soon can we leave? Now. They loaded into federal vehicles. As they drove away, Deho watched Sol disappear in the rearview mirror. Halima took his hand. No going back. No going back. But neither saw Minjae watching from the shadows. Alive. Furious. Making a call. They think it's over. It's not. I'll find them. And when I do, the Sioux bloodline will have its revenge. The vehicle disappeared into the night. Behind them, the empire burned. Ahead of them, only ghosts remained. For years vanished like smoke. The coastal town in New Zealand was small. Quiet. The kind of place where nobody asked questions and everyone minded their business. Sarah Mitchell ran a community medical clinic. Confident. Strong. No trace of the broken woman who once begged on Seoul streets. Maya attended local school. Spoke English with traces of Korean and Yoruba. Laughed easily. Dreamed without nightmares. David Park built furniture. Worked with his hands. Lived quietly. The Ice Prince was dead. Only the man remained. They were married under their new names. The cover story: wealthy immigrants seeking simpler lives. The Black Lotus diamond sat in a New Zealand bank vault. $47 million legally transferred to Sarah Mitchell and Maya Park. Jean Woo's final gift. Their security. Their future. But the best gift was simpler. Late afternoon. Beach near their cottage. Waves rolling gentle and endless. Maya built sandcastles, humming a song that mixed Korean and Yoruba in ways that would have horrified the matriarch. Would have made Jean Woo smile. Sarah, Halima, stood watching, hand resting on her small pregnant belly. 5 months. A boy. Their second chance at everything. David Deho approached from behind, wrapped arms around her, felt the life growing between them. Do you miss it? She asked. The power? The empire? He was quiet for a moment. I miss Jean Woo. I miss the man I could have been if she hadn't made me into a weapon. He kissed her temple. But this is who I want to be. She turned in his arms. No more lies between us. Promise. No more lies. No more running. Just us. They watched their daughter play. This impossible family built on DNA secrets and diamond heists and love that shouldn't have survived. Halima's voice was soft, reflective. We came from violence. We survived through deception. I was Zara the thief. He was Sue Deho the Ice Prince. We were monsters who found each other in the dark. She smiled, genuine, free. But we learned something. The greatest heist isn't stealing diamonds. It's stealing back your own life from people who think they own you. We're nobody now. New names, new faces, new country. She looked at David, at the man who'd given up everything. And nobody has never felt more like somebody. He pulled her close. Maya ran over, sandy and breathless, hugging their legs. Mama, Papa, come see what I made. They followed their daughter to her sandcastle, sat together, built towers and walls and bridges between worlds. The sun set over the Pacific, golden light on brown skin and pale skin and everything in between. 3 people who shouldn't exist. 1 family that refused to die. Perfect. But 8,000 miles away in Seoul, Minjae sat in a dark room. Computer screen glowing. Facial recognition software running. He'd been searching for 6 months. And he just found them. His smile was venomous as he picked up the phone. I know where they are. New Zealand. Small coastal town. New names, but it's them. The voice on the other end was cold. Familiar. Impossible. Good. The Sioux bloodline demands payment. Send the coordinates. They can run to the ends of the earth, but blood debts always come due. The line went dead. Minjae stared at the photo of Sarah, David, and Maya on the beach. Enjoy your peace while it lasts, he whispered. Because it ends soon. He pressed send, and somewhere in the darkness, something ancient and terrible began moving toward New Zealand. Toward the family that thought they'd escaped. Toward the reckoning they couldn't outrun. They destroyed everything to become nobody. Gave up empires for love. Erased themselves for family. But some legacies don't burn, they follow. Could you disappear completely for the people you love? Would you trade your identity for their survival? Hit like if this story grabbed you. Subscribe if you need to know whether some debts can ever truly be paid. Because this is just the beginning of their war for peace.